Hello.
Look how much room I've got.
Look at this. Fancy. Are you lost?
I know.
Are you lost? Fancy seeing you here.
I need a big teddy or something. Just to like, sit here. And...
I bet you've got one at home.
I have to be
honest. So
the comfort.
Spooning.
Keeps me warm.
You got one of them pregnancy pillows?
No.
I bet you have
I
it.
did look at one though.
Did you?
Oh, mega, don't they?
You can get
like,
one.
It goes like.
You can get one that's actual person. It's a bit weird, like,
That's
but
weird.
that might be a blow up doll. Maybe.
That's weird.
So Tom is being all dominant and taking control.
This is it. I requested questions from
in Kieran's
Instagram,
absence.
and we got. If you can see that, we got quite a few responses.
Oh Jesus!
So today, the questionnaire has become the questionee. Is that even a term? You've just made up a term. Do you know the majority of these though? You've had them before, and it's. You should text me.
Are you single?
Are you single? We've got 4 or 5 of them.
To answer that, yes, I'm single.
There you go. So to the 4
just
or
DM
5
me.
people, and then you should text me. It's impossible to know who from.
How am I going to know?
I think it says who sent these. You can reveal, can't you?
I don't. You can do it, but you got to pay for it. You can, yeah.
And then there's one here that says, "Please set me up with your friend again," but we don't know who it's from. So
please set me up with you. Set me.
Who I don't even know.
Is it a question to me to
it's
say?
Definitely not to set. No, man.
Yeah.
No. I've got to set you up with someone.
People have tried that, you know.
And someone really appreciates you.
Oh, so
yeah.
Yeah, someone messaged me actually, was like, "Oh yeah, you're invited to my wedding and I've got you a +1." I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I was struggling. I was like, "Oh, thanks." I was like, "Thanks." I was like, "Oh yeah, Jesus, nice one, mate.
Cheers,
I really appreciate it." And then he sent it me, and I was like, "It's all good."
Yeah.
Go on then.
Tinder scrolling of real people. Right. There's a few.
Question 1.
Should we go for funny first? Should we go for funny?
Do whatever you want, mate.
Right. Okay. Well, this could be funny or not. Most embarrassing moment you've seen or done while training? Oh, that's quite good though.
Most embarrassing moment?
Yeah, you've seen. So something's happened to someone in the gym, or you've done it yourself.
I don't know. I don't really get embarrassed. Oh, I've seen someone else be embarrassed.
Yeah. Go on.
Probably like when I used to work in a Total Fitness.
Oh yeah.
There was stairs that like went into the gym. So then it was like.
Right, okay. I know
so
what
then
you mean.
There was a desk table. Like everybody, like all these fitness instructors behind the desk, lurking.
Yeah.
And this one girl, bless her, like obviously nervous. Boom! From the from the top of the stairs to the bottom of the fucking done straight down. And then she just got up and went, "I'm all right." And then I was like, "Fucking hell!" But the whole gym. Or my most embarrassing moment was when I first ever started the gym, and I was in this old school bodybuilding gym full of meatheads, roidheads, fucking door lads.
We've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there.
We've all been to one of them.
And I've gone every day. I'd go with my mates. I didn't really like going on my own at the time. Bit of gym anxiety. I didn't really have gym anxiety, but people do.
Yeah.
Like if you do, there's a number. No, I'm joking.
Contact.
But yeah. So anyway, there was a squat rack set up, and I starts taking weights off one side.
I know what's happening.
Yeah, and then
I've seen it in my gym, mate. I've heard it and walked in and gone.
But this was in a mill, so it was like 3rd floor mill.
Yeah.
Like hollow as fuck. Boom! Like other side of it, everyone just went, looked at me, you dickhead, and I was like, literally like 16 years old, like, sorry. And then luckily it just missed my face, the other side of the bar.
Yeah,
And then everyone just like carried, but I thought, fucking hell.
I thought you were going to say it fell through the floor then.
No, it didn't fall through the floor.
Burned down a mill.
What's yours? You own a gym, you should have seen loads.
I've seen that a few times where people, and I've just looked and gone like, you dickhead, I've done that.
Yeah.
My most embarrassing. I've seen some in the gym. That's up there, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not really that happens. Like,
no,
my most embarrassing moments are bad, but
in the gym.
Not
in the gym, no. No, to be fair, that's probably it. What's the worst excuse you've ever had from a client?
What of why they couldn't do it?
Why they couldn't do it, or what? Yeah, what was the reason? Or
I don't know. Like, what have you had?
I had the guy who couldn't do cardio, but personal best on legs. No.
Yeah,
that
like
was not long ago.
Yeah,
not saying any names.
Yeah, people have like, what it was, mate, is I could.
Yeah,
I think what some people do is they'll twist the truth and they'll say like, So what it was, I was going to message you, but I didn't think of messaging you. So I just had a Sunday roast.
I just didn't do cardio all week. That's the
And
same
you're like,
guy as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's not really that bad.
Oh, there's another. People saying you're single. Is it true? It is true. We have worked this out. The strangest DM you've ever received.
Oh man, that's on a daily. Like,
Yeah, but there's got to be like, let's go top 3, like, or top 2, where you're like, wow.
strangest DMs. Someone asking me to shit on them.
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah, wasn't it?
That's.
They got another one, and that was a weird one, where basically asking me if he was he said like, he was like a lawyer or some shit, and he was like, I'd like to be pissed on by muscular men. So I was like, right, okay. So I said to my mate, I was like, yeah, I know him. I was at Body Power.
Wow.
Anyway, it turns out what he used to do, this guy, he'd have a paddling pool set up in his conservatory.
God, this is great.
And then he'd literally like get bodybuilders or really muscular men to like piss on him. Yeah. That's easiest money I've ever made. Easiest money. I just thought, all right, let's drink loads of water.
Loads of Evian.
Yeah.
Gone.
But it's just, and then I had one just like muscle worship, and what else is there? Will you fuck my missus? What else is there? I got asked to be waxed as well. Like someone was like, can I pay you £600 to wax you? And I was like,
is that body or like arse, sack and crack and all that?
I didn't get that far, mate.
Oh,
but
right. No.
the reason I didn't do it, I'll be honest, is because I couldn't let my body hair grow that long because it
irritates.
It annoys me. So yeah, Kieran would have loved it. I think he's had the same message.
Yeah, and he did it. He
did it. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah, we've done that one. What advice would you give to your 16-year-old self now?
What advice would I give to my 16-year-old self?
Don't go on golf courses late at night.
Yeah, fucking. There's so many fucking. I've done so many stupid shit. Learn. This is one thing. Learn to control your emotions. Learn consequential thinking. So thinking about the consequences of your actions.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Don't be so. I'm still like this, but don't be so highly strung and reactive.
Okay. Yeah.
I know this is very deep, but like,
no, it is. But
when people like, when I look at it now, and then the whole thing of like ego, realizing like pride and ego normally leads to, you can be able to control that.
Yeah. Okay.
I would have said travel. I travelled a lot, but I would have said live in different countries more.
Fair enough.
Other things I would have done is probably done YouTube earlier. So this is what I would say to anyone coming up. Like, if there's a new social media, jump on it.
Get on it.
Jump on it, because I jumped on Instagram early, kind of swerved the whole. I didn't swerve the YouTube thing, but it wasn't dedicated to it. No. And if I look back, if I was dedicated to it now, I'd be fucking a millionaire probably. And then like TikTok, I was like, oh fuck it, not TikTok shit.
Yeah.
Now, so anything that's brand new coming up, just put some effort into it. Yeah. Because all you're gonna lose is time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's all you're gonna lose. But if you gain from it, like I've seen people now on TikTok at 1 million, and they had 1,000 a couple of years ago. So
it's just blown.
And same with Instagram. So yeah, that's probably like the advice I would give myself. Don't go to uni. Fuck that off. Yeah.
Before you start. Fair play. I remember being at Rep when they found Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, and they all signed up for an account. And I'm like, nah, I'm sound.
And what, you just left it?
Nothing. I was like, how'd you post a photo every time?
And then
I had a boring life at the time. So to them, it's like, yeah, sound. We've got nice cars.
What would you?
16-year-old self. Jesus. That's heavy, that, isn't it? That's in deep. Yeah. Travel more, I think. Yeah, travel more. I didn't really travel.
No.
Like when. It's fair. I had no money, to be fair, at the time.
Yeah.
I was an electrician for 10 years. Well, 8 years, haven't I?
Would you have gone, like, if you could go back now, would you have got that trade? I know I don't really like having regrets, but would you have got that trade? Would you?
I always said no because I was forced to do it, in effect, from my dad who did it at the time, and he's like, just get a trade, do it. But I'll always have a trade, that's the thing, innit? So I'll always have something to fall back on if I need to.
Do you think having that mindset of falling back is a good mindset to
No.
have.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Like fall forward.
Yeah, yeah, basically, yeah. I think I wish I'd got the gym earlier. Wish I'd have done it on my own.
What, have not had business
Not
partners?
a business partner, no.
Because of, if you don't, why?
Just a lot of negative experiences. At the start, it's great. All I'd say is at the start of any business partnership, it's always 50-50. But the 50-50 wears out.
Yeah.
And then my business partnership was heavily influenced by personal issues on their side, which I had no control over.
Yeah.
And dealing with both sides of it on a daily basis was horrific.
Do you think, like, when you're setting up, let's say setting up a gym,
Yeah.
do you think doing it all on your own is too hard, though?
I kind of did it all on my own anyway.
Right.
Like I did out the painting, flooring, everything like that. I think the financial side of it, yes, it's very strenuous. I mean, I think I got a loan at the time. I think it was like 25 grand, but we needed 50. So the other business partner put the other 25 grand in. So financially, yeah, but if you could do it, just do it on your own.
Like raising capital.
Yeah, raising. I think it's like any business thing, and it's just capital.
Yeah.
Having the capital there, and the easy thing at the time is to get someone else who's got the capital, or to go in with someone. But then, long term, it just doesn't work. You find with a lot of business partners. I've spoke to a lot of people who had similar experiences. Over long term, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, but like everybody thinks they work the hardest, and everybody thinks their job. Yeah, it's very difficult in that sense, isn't it? I've had it the same with business partners in the past, where again it just comes to a conflict of disagreement, and like again one's got to back down, the other's got to back down. And if you're a leader or an entrepreneur or somebody who's that way inclined, it's very difficult for you then to back down your
100%.
your ideas, because you think your ideas are the best, or not always, but in a sense of like you want to be the guy who's steering the ship. Do you know what I mean? Because that's why you're an entrepreneur. You're a leader, not like you're obviously an entrepreneur, not an employee.
100%.
So you go back and do that earlier.
Yeah, if I could, and then I think travel more.
Why would you travel more?
Just to experience the world. I mean, the last 3 years alone, I've visited more countries than I ever have done previous.
What do you find with traveling? What do you like? What's different?
Just size, to be fair, actually, like actually seeing countries and seeing, it's weird, but I have a thing about buildings and stuff like that, seeing architecture and stuff, and different buildings and different types of architecture in different countries, and how the whole like go to Venice, it's on water and everything, looking at all that sort of stuff, and seeing the different cultures, food and everything. I'm a big foodie. Everyone's a foodie.
I think for me, with like traveling, I've met some unbelievable people in a sense of like, I met one family from Australia who was doing a world tour, and he was like, you would never have thought. I met him at a roulette table, and I didn't know how the fuck to play roulette. He didn't know how, but he just had a lot of money. And
fair enough.
He basically had 40 odd houses in Australia, and they'd done really well, and he had a big company, and like went for dinner with him, and then I remember being in like Monte Carlo, meeting this, and it's like
it's nuts, isn't it?
You then meet people who've done way more than you, which then changes your perspective.
100%.
Well, then you can meet people who have got way less than you, but you take away from it, like you know what I mean. And different connections. Like I met people on the dance floor in Ibiza that I've become friends with, and then when I moved to Dubai, they lived in Dubai. It's just like that networking. I think is a huge part of it. If you stay in your hometown, you never really get out of that mindset, and then you never expand your mindset to think what's possible.
100% agree,
yeah, that's one of the
that was a good one, to be fair. That
thanks.
I don't know who sent it in, but thanks to whoever sent that one.
I don't know who sent it.
Right, here we go, there's one for you here. What food can't you stand?
What food do I hate? I don't actually like anything that's like, say if you go to Wagamama's, that's like a broth.
Right, okay.
So like if you've got like, what they called, I don't even know what they're called, like a ramekin bowl.
Yeah, ramen bowls.
Yeah, something like that, and it's like a stew with like beans in it, like noodles in it. Like I can't eat that.
Is there nothing like? Is there no food you go? No, never. Like a certain food.
Like you mean like fish?
Because there's a 2-part question, so this isn't really working if you don't have.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, what food would I never ever eat? I don't know. What's yours?
Probably like mushrooms, mate. Mushrooms.
Right, yeah. So like, I could never ever bite like an onion or a tomato. I could never just go like. I could eat tomato puree, tomato sauce. But if you put salad or, I don't like the texture of like crunching in my mouth.
Yeah.
So it's
right. The second part of this.
How much to eat that?
No. And if that food would ensure you're the most shredded on the stage, but you had to eat a ton of it over prep.
I'd
Would
eat
you
it.
do it?
Yeah, I'd eat it. I'd just chew, swallow.
Right, okay.
There's
A ton's a lot, mate.
an actual ton.
Actual ton
Oh,
of
right, I thought
food.
you meant like a hypothetical.
No, so like...
What? How many kilos?
It's
How many?
1,000 kilogram.
I don't think I could eat that
Is it
much.
1,000? Yeah, it's 1,000 kilogram.
Let's make it.
All right, make it. Yeah.
So
You had to eat.
I'd have to eat it with
a
every
kilo
meal.
of it a day.
I'd have to eat a kilo a day.
Yeah, of tomatoes.
Just them.
Now you're gonna have to have it on top of your other foods, aren't you?
I don't
You
know.
might get used to them, mate.
I don't know. And what do I win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, deal.
I'd try anyway. I don't know.
try
Yeah.
it. Thoughts on SARMs, RAD 140, etc. If you're running test.
They work because I've used them with clients in the past, but I don't know. There's not enough research for long-term negative side effects to understand exactly what's going to happen in long term.
Yeah.
So if we take like anabolic steroids, we kind of know the side effects and what's going to happen. And
decades of research.
we can look at the risks.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to SARMs, it's like we don't know the risks. So it's hard for me to then, say to someone, well, take this and take that, when I can't give them the full side. I can say what might happen, but there's not much evidence for long term.
So said the exact same to a client.
It's a bit there. It's negligence on my part to then, so that's why I just don't use them.
Yeah, no, fair play. Exactly what I said. Fucking hell. Would you rather have feet for hands or a foot for a nose?
Feet for hands or foot for feet? Feet for hands.
Reckon?
Yeah, I could just walk on my hands all the time.
You can't lift anything.
I can lift stuff on my feet. But look at chimpanzees.
Yeah, I suppose actually, yeah.
They've got
At first I didn't think that.
Yeah, so like a foot for, like my face, so the money maker. Like,
Oh yeah, imagine if you had
a
foot,
big foot on
like
your face.
size 8.
Yeah.
Just...
Size 8.
Oh, there you go. Did you have anyone? Obviously, you had people you looked up to in bodybuilding when you were towards getting your pro card. Did you have anyone outside of competitive bodybuilding you looked up to on the road to getting your pro card?
So I take inspiration from just elitism. So I'm very drawn to anybody who is genuinely Kobe Bryant, all the people at the top of their game. I then will listen to them, and what it's mad is because you look at the mindset, and they don't even know each other. But the mindset and the way they're thinking and the thought process are all the same.
Very similar,
So when you'll listen to say I'll do my steps to finish my steps off at night or doing my cardio, I would listen to them sort of podcasts or sort of interviews, and then that would it'd spur me on to be like, okay, even down to the guys at the top of the game in business, they all have the same mindset.
Yeah.
So it's more about UFC fighters, boxers. It's more about tapping into the mindset than it is physicality of it. If you can look at someone and say, oh, he's got great arms, that doesn't give me motivation.
No,
because it doesn't give me the discipline to do it, because physically cool, he's got great arms, but how does his mind work on a psychological level? Because when you go into that top level of competitive bodybuilding, that's all it comes down to. Is the mindset. 100%. It's I say this all the time to people. There's no coincidence that me and Jamie Dorigo grew up together in the same town, and we're both probably the only pros to come out of that town.
Yes.
Because we're the same mindset.
Yeah, 100%.
We from a young age we had the same sort of mindset, and we kind of fueled each other's mindset. So that's what made us better than people.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
We trained harder, and we trained. Well, we might not even have trained harder. We don't know. We might not have been as disciplined, but the only difference was our mindset.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So that's kind of what it comes down to, I think. Right. So elite people in any field, not just bodybuilders.
Oh, here we go. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 10 duck-sized horses?
10 duck-sized
so you got
horses.
one big duck or 10 tiny horses.
10 tiny horses.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, easily, because the big duck is you can't physically knock it over. You can't.
I love the depth.
Yeah, you got to think about this. You can't knock it over. You probably can't knock it out. Punch. I do that. This is gonna sound really bad. I always think about this, a horse. People are you scared of horse? I'm thinking, if I can't full on knock you out, if you hit a horse full on right up, you are not knocking it out.
You're just hitting your hand, aren't you?
So it's kind of So yeah,
Big duck.
and it's huge. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Just like
done.
fucking douche.
So yeah, just the little ones because I'd probably just use a bat or something.
This is
not that. Well, let's just go back, reverse. I'm not into animal cruelty. I mean, it's like do or die.
And all that.
Yeah.
This one's quite in depth, to be fair. What advice would you give to people who have started to lose friends as a result of bettering their lifestyle, improving their health and fitness, and trying to become become financially better off?
You will outgrow people always. So I used to use this analogy of like when you're climbing to the top of a mountain. It's going to sound really deep, but when you climb to the top of a mountain, the space for people around becomes less to the peak.
Okay, yeah.
So there's going to be less people at the bottom.
Yeah.
When you're not really you're with everybody else in the norm.
Yeah.
And as you go further up this mountain or Mount Everest or whatever you want to call it, there's going to be less room for people.
Okay.
And when it comes down to it, you get older and you start you don't have as much time for people.
Yeah.
And for me, what I see, and the people who are meant to be around know, if I'm prepping, if I've got business or I've got this, they know that I'm not always going to be present at this party or this event or this.
Yeah.
But when it's done, then we'll celebrate.
Yeah.
And the real people will support you throughout the whole of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of acquaintances where they only want you when you needed.
When it fits their lifestyle.
When it fits their lifestyle.
Yeah,
or to justify their lifestyle.
Yes.
Are you out tonight? No. Okay. And then after a few no's, they don't want to know you
the
because
phone calls stop and everything.
And the checking in stops. So I've got people I don't even see for a year, but I check in on them every month.
Yeah.
But because I genuinely care about them, but I don't see them every. You know what I mean? Some of my best friends like from school, I don't even see them. But like my genuine person I grew up with, might see him 3 or 4 times a year. Yeah. But I speak to him probably every 2 weeks. Yeah. He's busy. I'm busy.
Yeah.
It's and then when we do see each other, it's great. But we just understand that we're busy people. So anyone who tells you you've changed, good.
Yeah, good.
Yes, of course I have.
100%.
Yeah, I have changed. And I will keep continuing to change.
Yeah.
And what you'll find is the people who are changing and evolving and developing, and they'll still do it. They'll do it with you, and they'll be obviously doing what they need to do.
Yes.
And then that's when they can understand it.
Yeah.
But don't ever feel like you should change who you are or dim down your, what do you call it, light or whatever to obviously accommodate the way other people feel.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it. But yeah.
Fair point. I think there's only 1 or 2 more now.
Have we got like no like bodybuilding ones?
Worst fad you've seen in fitness?
Oh, that I'm sure it was like Cleanse 9 or something.
Right, yeah.
And it was like, what was it?
I've heard it was like drink
2 shots of aloe vera gel. Put your fingers up your arse, and then
look at a potato.
Yeah,
just like,
literally.
Sniff
a potato.
Yeah,
that was probably the worst one because then everyone was like, "Well, yeah, this aloe vera gel." I'm like, "You're just eating nothing."
I had this with the client. Not with the client. When I first got the gym, I did an 8-week challenge with a PT there to help him.
Right.
And this woman come on board, did it with us for 8 weeks, and then the day after she finished it, she released Churchill 1-to-1 diet pills and used the transformation picture.
A church?
It's called something like Churchill 1-to-1 diet pills, and used the transformation she'd achieved on our program. So this is a question actually. How do you feel about clients becoming online coaches? I think you have to have gained some credibility. You have to have done it yourself, or you have to have done something before you can warrant. Because once is in after like one diet. That sort of thing. Like one prep. It doesn't work until you've done it to yourself at least and done it to, the number could be endless to be fair, if you've helped as many people as you can to give yourself the confident backing you're alright at this, not just... Yeah, so what I say to people is, do online coaching because it's great. It's a great way to help people. It's a great way, and everybody's at different levels. Yes. Have some sort of knowledge. Have some sort of mentor that is helping you, or you've learned or whatever, and then don't start charging for your services until you've got last time, didn't we? You've got a multiple of people, or like 10-15 people that you can say I've done this with. Because there's one thing knowing a diet and one thing knowing like how to set a diet out. It's completely different, like, to dealing with people. 100%. And then actually getting through that and doing the check-ins and doing the check-ups and doing the midweek check-ins and
changing the diet and changing the protocol and then dealing with variables, and it's totally different, isn't it?
It's having the confidence as well that changing that diet is going to do what you think it's going to do, or are you just guessing?
I use the thing of like, I've watched loads of people build houses.
Yeah.
I've never built a house. So I wouldn't come to you and go, I'll build your house for you.
Yeah.
I've watched it loads of times.
Yeah, I've seen it happen.
Or I've read about building a house.
Someone built me a house.
Yeah, someone
built me a house.
What I did, I laboured on a house.
Yeah.
So that's probably like a great analogy.
Yeah.
It's like, so I've laboured on like a house now, and the guy told me what to do, and basically I built, but not, then you've got to build a house. There's so much goes into building a house with materials,
experience,
like it's a different plot of land.
Yes.
So it's like, that's one way of looking at it. Like, that's what people don't understand.
I think we've got one more, but I don't think it's like bodybuilding related at all.
Did you get any on the normal questions?
No.
Or just anonymous? Everyone just...
We got the straight, yeah. Oh, well, to be fair, we got one. Can you do a prep / fat loss phase without whitefish?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
You can do... So, I think I spoke about this on the way here. You can do a prep. I've done a prep eating a Pop-Tart.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
The whole way through.
All the way last time.
So, to prove the fact that fucking Eddie Abu can shove it up his arse, yes, it's not optimal to eat a Pop-Tart, but does your body know, oh, is that a Pop-Tart, I'm not going to get him shredded? No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
But what will be difficult about that is the fact that Pop-Tart's quite dense in calories, so you need a big bank of calories. So would I give that to a general pop person? Would I give that to probably a normal client? Probably not.
No.
But it was just to prove the fact that clean foods, the body doesn't know.
No, I don't have a clue.
Oh, he's at a Pop-Tart, he's not going to get lean.
No. 100%.
So this whole notion of like, okay, you can only eat X amount of this food and that is very limiting mindset. Yeah. What it does do is make it easier if you have a diet plan and a nutritional plan to follow, and it's got foods that are going to obviously help with satiety.
Yeah. I think that just comes down to keeping full, doesn't it, all the time, whereas Pop-Tarts, obviously, it's going to taste great, but it's not going to necessarily keep you full for as much as like a potato or whatever. So.
And if you've got a high, let's say for me, a diet on probably 3,000 calories.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I can fit a Pop-Tart in.
You can fit it in. If you got someone on 1,500, they're not going to want a Pop-Tart, really.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to want one, but...
Yeah, they're going to want... I think I got some questions for you, actually, Tom.
Oh, shit.
How big is your dick?
Ask me missus, she'll tell you.
Well, she's left you now, so...
She's definitely not. She's definitely not. No.
Are you single?
100% no. I'm sound. 100% no.
100%. Caitlin, I'm sorry. I'm not said that, honestly. Right, well, oh shit, I think that's all questions, actually. I might go...
Just one. Just one.
Right, do you stretch post-workout?
No.
Why?
I should do. So I'm completely like, I've no reason... To be fair, we just train, then we go and sit down. That's it, innit?
Or lie down.
Or lie down.
In a fetal position.
Legs, yeah, we just lie down.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do is probably mobility work. Everybody should do mobility work. And I did hire a stretch coach. Probably did like 2 sessions and then put it out.
Yeah.
And it did show me how inflexible I am.
Yeah.
And the fact that it does lead to more injuries. My thing is being accountable with it, because I fucking hate doing it. I'm going to do it every morning once, and then I'm like, fuck's sake.
Just drop off.
Yeah, but it is, what I use is a good thing to use in the morning is, have you seen one of them TRXs where you can hang? No, you can hang.
Oh, right, yeah.
And you can do like moving stretches.
Right, okay.
So things that are going to be a lot more beneficial, like functional stretching, rather than just static. That helped a lot because I just put it into my cardio sequence in the morning.
Yeah.
Again, with stretching, it's just consistency as always. But I don't stretch post-workout because I'm absolutely fucked once I've trained. Yeah, and the last thing I want to do is spend any more time in the gym listening to heavy metal and stretching. So I'll do it in the morning fasted, just as part of... I'll tend to do like cardio, abs, cardio, stretching, cardio, abs, and alternate that way. But not post-workout. No, at 29 years old, is bodybuilding still achievable for competing?
Yes, 100%. Do
you think?
Yeah.
What I think, yes, 100%. Depending on genetic potential, is how far you're going to go.
100%. I think you're closing your window for reaching like top level.
Yeah.
Unless you've got like superior genetics, but the majority of us are, you're pretty much shutting off reaching the top level.
I think if you had superior genetics, you'd probably already know.
You'd already be there anyway.
Yeah, you probably already
took it up before.
So it's not obviously still doable. It's just down to what level you want to do 100%. It at. But it's 100% achievable.
Yeah, well, you've got Tony, haven't you, the weekend?
Yeah, 50. Like Tony was 50 and
British Universe.
Yeah, and he's like absolutely flying. Yeah. Like you said, enjoying it more than ever.
Yeah.
But he only started bodybuilding probably 6 years ago.
Yeah, so...
Or like competitive bodybuilding.
44.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's
29, 100%.
Definitely achievable, especially now with coaches with the knowledge that they've got.
Yeah.
And the health, like you can mitigate some of the health risks if you do it smartly.
Yeah.
It is a decent thing to do.
100%.
Daily multivitamins are a must keep year round.
Yes. 100%. Just to keep all your levels intact, to be fair.
Yeah, so you want to be looking at, so you've got different things that we want to be looking at a blood work panel. So you've obviously got kidney, liver, cholesterol, your blood counts, things like that. Supplementate. What we'll do is we'll put things in supplementation to, it's, how can I explain it, like a band-aid. It's not going to stop. No. It's not going to stop you having any negative sides, but it's going to mitigate some of them.
Yeah.
So it's going to help. Having a multivitamin, obviously, D3, obviously. I posted them on a story enough times on Instagram. Go and check me out, follow me and all that. But yeah, so that's kind of when you want to look at having a daily multivitamin and taking fucking grams of test is not gonna sort it.
Not gonna help, really, no. But
would you say upper body, my arms lack the most? Tips on making them grow huge. That's your thing, Tom.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just say implement them more. So obviously, I base my clients on training a body part roughly every 3 to 4 days if it's recovered well. So if, for instance, I've got clients who, well, a certain client recently anyway, he came to us on the 8-week elite physique, and we programmed in more delt work. So we'd put it in more efficiently. I'd put it in after pull days. Then he'd have, after his pull days was leg day, rest day. We'd have a push day, put a bit of side delt in there, and then just program it in that way. I'd just tend to hit them more than the average.
The way I'll do it is I'll say, like, okay, send me a video over. Let me see your execution first on that muscle group, on certain exercises. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, we've nailed that. And then it'll be going through it and say, okay, let's add more frequency.
Yes.
So whatever volume we've been doing anyway, so 9 to 10 sets per bicep and tricep.
Yeah.
Let's split that over 2 days.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, we've done that. That's great. Execution's nailed. Frequency's nailed. Right, can we add in volume? And what I mean by adding volume in is it doesn't always have to be just more sets.
Yes.
It can be an intensifier.
Yeah.
Again, when you're looking to grow any muscle, you need to be preferably in a calorie surplus and pushing your body weight up. So the thing is like, if you're in that calorie surplus and you've got a decent amount of calories, you've got a decent amount of food, we can then look at adding intensifiers in, like drop sets or like rest pause sets to extend them sets. So we're still adding volume, but we're not going, right, we need another fucking workout, 6 sets. Yeah. So that's the way I kind of go with bringing up any body part, really, is first execution, then frequency, then volume. Make sure you've got all them nailed.
Yeah.
What else is there? Following on from your volume intensity post, what is my training split at the mo? So my training split is the same as Tom's, but
every day.
Yeah, we train on a day on, day off sort of. We train 4 times a week, very specific to the body parts that we need to bring up. So ours is like posterior, so we need to bring hamstrings, glutes, lower back, upper back. We need to bring that up. So we'll start the week with that on Monday. Tuesday will be a rest day. Wednesday is a pull day with a little bit of side delts, because to bring that width for like classic. Then we rest again. We'll do a leg day, which is a full leg day, obviously quads, hamstrings, glutes. And then we'll do push day on a Saturday. Again, the reason I'm doing the push day after the leg day is because our chest and delts are quite developed, so we don't really need any more of that. We just need to bring that up a little bit, so we can kind of get away with having our hardest day on legs, and then tagging on push day on a Saturday, doing push and arms, and then we'll have a Sunday rest and then repeat. The thing is for that is like the training split there, you might think, day on, day off, you're not really training enough. But when you're training in the manner that we do, and training with rest pause, and you're training with like heavy sets and the weight we're using, it's the most efficient way to do really good sets. Like the volume, we might do 5. If we do 5 days, the actual intensity of the training wouldn't be as good.
Well, yeah.
It wouldn't be as efficient.
Yeah.
So it's like being as efficient as we can within them sessions to make progress.
I think when I remember when we first met, you first come to the gym anyway. He was like, I think one of your first questions was, how many days rest a week do you have? I was like, none. And you're like, right, okay. And I knew straight away, I was like, that's not the right answer. I don't know. I don't even know. And then we started training together. I was like, I need to rest, mate.
I'm absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking I don't need to rest, that's one. When I ask clients that's the first indicator of like you do not train hard.
Yeah, 100%.
Not in a horrible way.
100%. You think you do.
Yeah.
But until you've trained with someone, you say all the time about about you training with someone like yourself or another pro or anyone basically above you just reaffirms your beliefs on what your body's capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Like until you do it, you think you train hard, and then it's just a whole nother world.
That's what I always said. I used to travel and train with as many top pros as I could. Yeah. To then, and I'd pay them and so on. I'd travel fucking 6 hours, 7 hours, and it would literally recalibrate. What I was like, surely I can't train any harder than this.
Yeah.
And it go to the next level and the next level, and then what that does then is when you've been exposed to that level, you're like, oh shit, I've got so much more in me.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, and then that then is put onto the people who train with you, and like yourself, like you'll hold me to higher standards now because you've trained so hard for so long.
With you now,
and like Kieran will come, he'll train, and he'll hold us to even higher, and we just bounce off each other like that. So you can always do more as always, but if you think you don't need the rest days, then you don't still train.
You're not training enough. 100%.
Or you just recover so well, and some people do that, but I don't.
I'd say
And the thing is, I wouldn't want to pull back a little bit to be able to train more frequently. I like training that hard in the session because I know I've give everything.
100%.
What else is there? I think that's about it, really. Why are your shoulders as big as your head? I think that's to you, Tom.
That's definitely not to me, mate.
You sure?
Yours are it's thinking it with you. It's what do they call it?
What?
You edit your pictures.
Oh, easily. Yeah, just Photoshop.
Just Photoshop.
I remember when I was
Photoshopping everything, mate.
When I was prepping, and people was like, "Oh, it's Photoshop," and I genuinely had to post a picture
and then
a video.
I remember you doing
it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, "Are you fucking for real?" Like, "Oh, his waist is Photoshop." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, and
cool.
the video you delta disappear over here.
Yeah. And then he's passed away now. The head judge of Two Bros at the time, Paul. My friend was in his gym and showed him a picture of me, and he was like, "Yeah, it's photoshopped." I was like, "Okay, cool." So then, did I tell you about this?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was before I won my pro card. He was like, "Yeah, that rear delt's definitely photoshopped." I'm like, "Cool, no problem."
Yeah.
Went down to his gym, trained, and I was like, "Oh, can you have a look at me?" And he was like, "Fuck." He was like, "You look better in person than you do in pictures." I was like,
"Did you
photoshopped?" He was like, "You dickhead." He was like, "Bro," he was like, "You need to compete at this show, this show, this show." I was like, "Thanks, mate." And he was amazing. He was such a fucking good guy. But it's brilliant, isn't it? Because it's like that's a compliment.
No, it is, to be fair.
You're like, okay.
No one's ever said it to me.
Yeah. Ever. And if anyone can Photoshop my dick pics,
someone please say Photoshop. Just comment on my portal. Just I want it once.
Where are you up to with the whole off season?
So we're now 193. So 20. I think we spoke about this before, didn't we? 23 pound above stage.
Mm-hmm.
Happy with condition. Obviously, this is the furthest that I've been from like stage condition in a very long time.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, I always like to keep myself I'm in decent shape, but like being the forefront of the gym, people coming in, I'd always like to keep myself pretty elite, like in not far off stage, to be fair, year round. So this is just like a new world for me.
How do you find not doing that mentally?
To be fair, I find it all right. I thought it'd be a struggle, but I think because obviously it's almost like a thought process, like, oh, I don't want to get out of shape, but I'm not out of shape by any means, but it's not like a thing that happens like you wake up one day and go, I'm out of shape, like, but in a day. It's like a long gradual thing where obviously the scales are going up and things like that, so obviously we're not stage conditioned, but I'm actually alright with it. I'm a lot better than I thought I'd be.
I think our perception of conditioning changes.
Yes.
So you're looking at yourself now, you think because you've been, and everybody who's competed does this, because they've been really lean, they're then ideal of what is condition.
I say this to so many people when they say, oh, I want to compete. I'm like, you sure? Because it is like, you see a lot of issues when people come off stage and stuff like that and they start to put weight on anything above. Whereas 99% of the time we'll walk on any beach and look in better shape than any of them.
It's such a...
But you still think, I'm not lean. But you're a lot leaner than anyone on that beach. But it's just because you've been to the depths of like 4, 5, 6, 7% body fat. In your mind, you're like,
I have it all the time with myself where I forget because I'm only surrounded by bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, fucking hell, I need to put some size on. I need to get leaner. And then you're like, you go around like the general
Normal
pop.
people,
And you're like, oh shit, yeah, like I forgot.
Yeah,
Because say I go on holiday, everyone's like, whoa, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm actually like in better shape than everyone. Like I forget because
it's mad, isn't it?
because you just look at the people around you.
Yeah.
So your perception of what is then a decent physique.
Normal people,
You're like, people look at like now when you're pushing up, people in the gym like, fucking hell, Tom, you put some size on.
Yeah.
You're getting big Tom, fucking hell, Tom.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh right, okay then.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not mentally, because you used to like mentally struggle with it a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. I always did, and this is why I always kept myself within a certain range, and this is why working with you is so important for me, because I'd have pulled back 3 months ago, but this is the bit now where progress is happening. The bit now where, I'm not as lean as, I sort of like to be. I'm still lean. Everyone's thinking, oh, fuck, I keep telling you, but I'll put pictures up here.
Yeah.
I look all right. But this is where a lot of like potential is unveiled that people aren't willing to do this bit now. They're eating 6 meals a day, they're eating 4,000 calories over and over again, and then it's gone up again, got to eat a bit more, and just continuously pushing.
Holding this, we have this maintenance phase that we're doing now for you, and what that is basically holding your body. We're on a cruise, so holding your body weight at a certain body weight, so like 193 has been for like last 6 weeks, and just pushing training performance.
Yeah.
So there's a massive merit in having that maintenance phase where you are holding the same body weight, holding the same food, but pushing performance in the gym. Means you're building new muscle.
100%.
So then in theory, you're going to get leaner because you've got new muscle.
Yeah.
So it's like people have, where you said, oh, I would pull back.
Yeah.
That's where you, like, I feel like the mini cuts or whatever is where people are missing out. If you can then stay, so for example, like for yourself, we pushed up to 25 pounds up above stage weight.
Yeah.
Hold you there.
Yeah.
Maintain that for 8 to 10 weeks, 12 weeks, because we've got such a long runway.
Yeah.
Again, if you've only got like 6 months of off season, that's it. But if you've got a good year, 18 months off season, having these phases where you can hold it, push training performance, and obviously drop the anabolics down. Like we say, we're up 25 pounds. If we then put in anabolics, simply just put anabolics back in, you're going to be up another 5 pounds. So the heaviest you've ever been, with the same body comp.
Same body comp, 100%.
If not better.
Yeah.
So then it's like, that's where these maintenance phases do really come in. Yeah. And the really, like, people need to realise, like, you need a long time in a surplus
to gain tissue,
to gain new tissue, 100%. Because the minute you start dieting and putting yourself in a deficit is where you're going to lose that tissue, because it's just brand new
time.
So that's good, man. That's good.
Where are you at now then?
Who knows? No, I thought it's one of them things, like, I go to shows and then I come away with one idea, and then I go and I come back. I think for me at the minute, I spent so many years of bodybuilding. I've kind of like just gone and business and so on. If I'm do what is expected of me by everybody else, then I'd just be like, right, I'm just going to compete and do this. But then when I ask myself, what do I really want? Or like, someone asked me a question the other day and was like, so why are you competing? And I reeled off so many reasons. I reeled off 5 or 6 reasons. And he said to me, none of them was for you. No. And I was like, oh yeah.
For everyone else.
It was for business, it was for pushing business, it was pushing like for the people expect me to or whatever. And it was like, what do I genuinely want? And the main thing that I genuinely want is just to enjoy it. So when you get to that point where it feels like a job and you're like, oh, I've got to eat, and don't get me wrong, it's going to be hard, but when you're like, don't really want to train anymore, then like, and you've done a deload and it's still not worked,
still not feeling there.
So it's just a matter of enjoy it, and stop being so fixated on the outcome and the prize, and be on the day-to-day process of like, okay, how do I want my life to look? This is how I do it. I break it down to my perfect day. And I'm like, right, how, if I could have, not talking about yachts and hoes and boats and hoes and shit, like just talking about genuinely, like, how do I want my day to look in reality of like what I can control? And I just break that down and I just create that. And it's like, there's some element of gym in there, some element of cardio in there, some mindfulness shit in there, business, connecting with people. One of the things that I love doing is eating out. So like eating out once or 2, 3, 4, a couple of times a week. And but all that is what I want to do. So it's like progress. All it is for me, bodybuilding has always just been progress. I've not cared for the show. Like I don't really care for the show.
No.
It's like I'm gonna do this, do it, and I like the progress of it.
Yeah.
So now it's a matter of going, okay, well, I want this and my life to look like this and live this way, and I want to make progress within that. So whether that's getting leaner, whether that's getting bigger, whether that's building the revenue of the business and building better opportunities for other people, or building team, whether that's eating out, traveling, it's just progress. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm addicted to. So that's kind of where I'm at the minute. It's hard because I'm surrounded by bodybuilders every single day. And
everywhere.
And I'll be honest, I think Instagram's one of the things where I've done it, I keep doing it, I get pulled back in.
Yeah.
I'll see a competition at the weekend, I think, where would I come in that? Third, maybe second, like, fuck it. Yeah. And I'll do 2 days and I'm like, oh, right, I'm like, oh. But for me, I get as much enjoyment of seeing like other people's journeys. Yeah. And one of the things that happens when you're bodybuilding, so one of the reasons the top coaches in the UK don't bodybuild anymore, it's so hard to give everything to pro bodybuilding and everything to business and other people. Yeah. Because you've got to be so selfish. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I think on prep as well, you probably the last 6 weeks, you just know where your head's just not.
You're doing, like, I'm up at 4, bar 3, 4, I'm doing check-ins. And the thing is as well, is like, I'll get to a certain point where in the day, I'll just have nothing. And it's not that I don't want to, I'm just like, oh, my brain, I'm like, and I'm forgetting things and I don't, and so sometimes you've got to evaluate like, okay, how far can we push, how big can we make the business, or how big do I want to be? Yeah. And it's like balancing them two of like, what do I get more enjoyment out of, competing and winning and doing the shows, or seeing other people do well and building that and still enjoying training and so on. So it's just that's where I'm at the minute. So yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? Just keep
taking over.
Just keep enjoying the days, like regardless of making massive. I used to do it a lot where I'd do like 5-year plans, 10-year plans, and so on. And I've kind of evaluated and gone like, why are you trying to rush it? Why are you trying to force what's meant to be? What is meant to be is meant to be. Like just control the day. Yeah. So a lot of people don't have this mindset where they live in the past, so they fucking end up depressed, or they live in the future and they end up with anxiety. Yeah, okay. And it's like, well, what can we control right now?
Just put in the middle.
Yeah, what can you control right now in this day? How do you want this day to go? Yeah. And that day will knock onto the next day. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
Do you have a perfect day?
Yeah, I literally have it written down on my phone exactly. I'm not going to tell you exactly.
You're going to have to tell the people.
No.
That'll be the next question by Anonymous again.
It's so simple. I've done it since, honestly, mate, I've done it since I was like 18, 19. I read a book and there's a book on it. And it's like, it's very easy for people to actually do what they want to. So the way I created like my whole career, my job, like business, was through this. It was like, okay, well, how do I look at it and go, right, what do I want my day to look like? And I'd picture it, and now people go on about manifestation, but I'd picture it, I'd feel how it felt in that moment, and I'd be like, right, that's what I want. Okay. I want to wake up when I want. Yeah. Yep. I want to like work from anywhere in the world. Okay. Yeah. I want to train with an absolute fucking idiot. No, I want to train with someone that I enjoy training with every single day. Yeah. And like, I want to eat decent meals, so on. I want to. I'd like. So there's like, the way I set it out is like, I'm like, okay, I've got to do something for my mental. Do something for my physical. Okay. Do something for like relationships. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And then that's just, I look at it like for myself. I hate fucking the word self-love, but for myself. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then for like physicality, and then for business. Yeah. And that's just how I break it down. So I'll have periods of time in the day where like in the morning from like 6 or 7 till 8 for an hour, will be like the time where I'll do like meditation, journal, like gratitude. Yeah. I'll send. Sounds really sad, but I send like 3 messages to people that are fucking just to reconnect with them. Okay, yeah. As like a gratitude thing. Yeah. I don't ever send them you because I don't like it.
No, you're not the appreciate you one, are you?
Yeah, but then that's like I'll do my cardio. So like obviously for my physical health, and then train like obviously just because I love training. Yeah. And then like business, and then take care of itself. Yes. And then if I go out for food, like I'll take my dad out for food, or I'll go out with a friend. There's not really much more.
That you do.
The only other thing that changes is the sunshine.
That's So talk about that on the way here, don't we?
Yeah, like the sunshine changes it all, because I'm like,
100%.
I want to wake up in the sun. I want to jump in a cold plunge pool. Yeah. And I was doing that when I was away. Yeah. Because I literally manifested it in my head. It was like, my life, I want it like this. Yeah. And obviously, like you do that, and then you're like, okay, that works. No. Yeah. Yeah, and then you kind of come back, think, how can I get back to that?
Go back sooner.
No, it's what you have to do is then you like, okay, I've experienced that. Sweet. what do I have to then do, or things do I have to put in place to always have that?
To have that every day.
Or to like, what can, you know what I mean? Rather than like going, fuck everything off, I'm going to leave, I'm just going to, it's like, okay, how can we make it so we can still do that? But everything still runs here.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the plan at the minute.
100%.
But yeah, that was pretty deep, to be fair.
So when is the next trip?
My next trip is in about 2 weeks. I'm going to go to Ibiza.
The weather.
The reason I always do it is, you know Steve, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
So Steve's like one of my best mates, and we have a thing where we have to go to Ibiza once a year now. Like, that's a handshake agreement. Like, so I always think to myself, if I can't get these moments back, and you know what I mean? And there's things like, when have been my best moments in life has probably been on a dance floor. Yeah, like 100%. Some of the best things and some of the best people I've met. So he basically was like, are you coming? I was like, nah, I've only just come back, nah. And then he was like, I've got the flights for like 100 quid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it was like, he does it all the time. He's like, I booked you on. I was like, bro. And I was like, I don't know. And then I thought, why can't I go?
Yeah, why
can't I go? Yeah. And then I'm like, it's 3 days. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to there for 3 days. And I've got holiday booked with Kieran. Yeah, I land and I get back for 2 days and I go back. And that's again the same thing with Kieran's family and my family, is like, it's being around good people.
Yeah.
And I'll never get them experiences back again.
No.
And you'll never get them moments back. So it's like, go.
Yeah,
why the
just
fuck
get
not?
it done, just do it.
Just enjoy it. Like, so you probably have the best time. I was saying this to someone the other day, where there's been moments in my life where I've been places and I thought fucking hell, I'm skint. I've got no money.
Yeah.
Can you and then there's that time, right? You've probably been in them times before, haven't you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Can you remember how much money you had in your bank account?
Like, fuck, nothing.
Yeah,
Like, no,
you didn't know.
Minus, mate.
Yeah.
Like, I owed the bank.
The actual number in that bank account, you can't remember.
No, not a clue.
But you remember everything you did on that.
Remember that, yeah.
Yeah, you remember, like, so then the money always comes back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So then you're there and you enjoy that moment in some of the best times of your life.
Yeah.
The money comes back.
100%.
So it's like, why not do it?
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Like, obviously, don't be you got to be earning some money to do it, but like, don't be irresponsible. But in a sense of like, as long as your bills are covered and everything else is covered. I know people have responsibilities and stuff, but one of the things was when my mum passed away. It was like, she left me some money, couldn't give a fuck. Yeah. I really couldn't give a fuck. I'd rather have just spent it all.
Yeah.
I'd rather have just gone, right, we're going here, we're doing this. So when all is said and done, it's the thing that you don't remember the money. You can't take the fucker with you.
100%.
And you don't remember it. Like, I'm not grateful for that.
No.
Because it's come out of that situation.
Yeah.
And I might just give it charity or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Probably won't even spend it. Yeah. But it's like, the matter of it is I'd rather experience things.
Rather been place and done stuff.
Yeah, like.
Than left you X amount or whatever.
Yeah, so the whole like saving up and, no, I'm good.
No.
I used to think like generational wealth, investments, and you've got to do that. But when it all said and done, I seen this the other day. Like, do you know your great grandfather's name?
Not a clue, mate.
So in 2 or 3 generations, you've forgotten.
Yeah, no one will.
No one remembers.
No one.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it while you're here instead of.
That's pretty deep for a podcast.
Putting every pound away.
Yeah, it's people like will save the money and then die. Sweet.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm just like, I'll save enough that I need. Yeah. But if I can experience things and like what did we just say? If we could go back to our 16-year-old self.
Oh yeah.
What would you have done more? Travel more. Yeah. So it's like, just enjoy it.
16 years have gone. 18 years have gone.
Yeah.
34. 18 years have gone, and the only thing I didn't do was travel.
Yeah.
But
and now
still no money.
no, but that's how it's like. Yeah, it's just enjoying it, innit?
Yeah, the time's gone, and
so that's one of the things for me now. I'm just looking at life in that sort of sense of like, because I sacrificed a lot of time, effort, and money to be a pro bodybuilder. And I love being a pro bodybuilder. Don't get me wrong, it's great. Yeah. But again, I still need to I need to get the enjoyment back for.
I think we spoke about this. Do you think if you'd have had that, if you'd have obviously not said yes to everything, because you'd have never done it, but do you think there's a fine line you could have done where you could have said yes to more things and still be in the position you are now?
Probably not.
No. Do you think you had to do that 10-year?
Yeah, because bodybuilding is such a 24/7 game. Yeah. I think it would have been regret. So we spoke about it before with the mindset thing.
Yeah.
And I think in order to get, unless you're a genetic freak, but in order to get to where you want to get to, you have to be blinkers on, locked in.
Yes.
So that's a matter of like, okay, we have to be all in, like, tunnel vision.
100%. Yeah.
So if I would have said yes to more things, like going to Ibiza and this, that, and the other, could I financially afford it to bodybuild? Would it have set me back? Would it? And the only way you can get ahead of people is by them taking them trips. So there is a period of time where you have to sacrifice all them things.
Yeah. Okay.
But at the end of the day, when you have got there, I do feel like there's a moment that you've got to kind of enjoy it.
Enjoy life.
Enjoy it a little bit. Like, you look like Ian Valliere, you look at like some of the top pros now. I think another thing that I think about is people just think I'm a fucking dumb meter, but I think of your life as in chapters. So it's like from 20 to 30 is a chapter, from 30 to 40 is a chapter, 50. It's different era, different time, and you're going to be a completely different person from when you're 20 to 30, and so on. So these chapters of your life, you can be a completely different person. Yeah. You don't have to be, oh, I am a bodybuilder. No, bodybuilding is something I do.
Do you think you'll do it when you're like 60?
No, I know full well I will not bodybuild, because I've done it.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to the top, like, not top, but I've done most of it. Do you know what I mean? So it's
got
like,
to where the majority would love to be.
Yeah, and will I push it again? Probably.
Yeah.
Because it's but if at that point I feel like my life will be completely different, my priorities will be completely different. And again, that's what I would say when you're younger, when you've got less priorities. So like, you've got less priorities and less people to focus on. Is the optimal time to go all fucking in on stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when you come to, like, obviously having children or marriage or like businesses and so on, difficult to then split your time up. So you've got to kind of trying to make it now. Is if you've got all that, it would be quite difficult. But making it when you've got fuck all. Do you know what I mean?
It's quite,
so the way I look at it is like, when you're 18, you've got all the time in the world, you've got all the energy in the world.
You've just not got a lot of dough.
But you ain't got no money.
No.
So then it's like, okay, so then do what you've got to do in order to get the money. So then when you're at, say, like I've got time, energy and money.
Yeah, you sound now.
And then and it's like, okay, so we're cool. Or then people then go, when I retire, I'll do this. Well, yeah, you've got loads of money and loads of time, but no energy.
No energy to do it.
So this sweet spot that people, like, that's where you kind of got to go all in when you're younger. Do what the fuck you want, but I'm saying, like, I just was like, I'm going to go all in when I'm younger, so then I can have as much time as I want with as much money
to do whatever
to do whatever I need. So that's kind of how it is. But I think everybody's on a different timeline as well. Things happen to people, but that's just the way I view it. And that's kind of, I've always viewed it like that from a young age. But I'm at this period of my life now, and this moment, I'm like, what do you want to do? I really want now, and that's not being influenced from any external things or what's expected or what people want me to do or what, like, I should be doing. Just do what I want to do.
It's a good time with you being single.
Fucking how many times I must get asked, like,
to the 5 responses.
Oh, honestly.
And to the people who are actually saying, message me, or are you missing me and all that, but just put your name. Just so much easier. Like, it'd end this bit. I bet you they were your first one, and now it's been like, what, months or years of message me.
Why don't you message me more?
I don't unless they want us to sign up.
That's what it'll probably be.
They want to see if you're going to put the effort in.
I reckon it's the fucking app sending them saying, "Are you single?"
Yeah, are you single? Bang.
That's what it is, you know.
Perth, Australia. That's what it'll be. Some guy. Company headquarters.
100%. But I think this has been a success.
I think
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's been emotional. It's been a deep one.
Ryan. Q&A for Ryan.
Well, and you.
And me.
A little bit. You've actually got involved this time.
Yeah, a little bit, to be fair.
Instead of going
until he comes back and I have to sit on the edge of the
till Kieran bullies me on every conversation.
Till he's till he's taking over the microphone. I might as well not have one when he's We should share.
I might. What I'm gonna do is just interchange. One week with Tom, 1 week with Kieran. Come on, guys, please.
You could have a button that releases his microphone. Like, you can talk now, Kieran. Go on.
No, it's not me. No, it's not me. Brilliant.
Oh wow.
Like, I feel like we've done 1,000,001 podcasts now. Probably about episode 12, but thanks for watching again, guys. Keep giving us the feedback as well. It's appreciated. I really appreciate it. And I'll probably post some mad reels on Instagram that I shouldn't be posting. But
it's fighting up.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.